Well, good morning. And as you can see, we have a different setup this morning. I decided to take a break from the talking head videos. I will get back to them shortly. So I'm going to switch up and play some of my compositions. And yes, this is another cheap production here, as always. There are about 30 of them in total. And being a minimalist, most of the songs are rather short. Um, I think the longest one runs about a minute or so. I started composing back in 1996 and was able to continue writing until around 2005. Then it all stopped. I lost the mojo. I didn't start playing the piano until I was 26, so I'm not very good at all. So, like my soliloquies and chatter, it's amateur hour. Not a performer by any means, but I'll do the best I can. And I always make the claim that I don't really play the piano, I only practice the piano. And I never learned to use the foot pedals and have never played publicly. So you can imagine what my wife and sons had to endure, all of my mistakes and clumsy stops over the years. And as I said before, music is a very demanding mistress. You have to play every day, which I don't adhere to. And of course, I'm getting worse at my advanced age. And if you were to ask where did the compositions come from, I would claim that one becomes more of a passenger than a driver. You rely on your influences as one masks their influences when you write, and eventually the chords, melody, and rhythm just bleed out of you. I had my first music CD done 20 years ago in 2001 in New York City with the producer Bruce Whitcomb, a very talented and reasonably priced, patient, and versatile musician. So he would not only play the piano, but mix in the guitars and drums and rhythm, since I wasn't a good piano player. We did four additional songs 12 years later when he moved up to Connecticut. And we laid down a couple of vocal tracks too, but they were not worth listening to, so they're long gone. The studio worked fine for me with a producer that lays everything down and eliminates all the mistakes and incompetence. But for financial reasons, I'm not able to visit a music studio now, but would love to again if I could. And in honor of Donald Fagen, one of my idols from Steely Dan fame, I liken myself to the label of his first solo album called The Nightfly from back in 1982. And of course, as with all of his work, it's a wonderful album as he based the concept on him as a DJ from the 1950s and 60s, spinning only the coolest and hippest music in the wee hours. I would have no problem doing that for the rest of my life, so maybe I will. I've said enough. My best intentions for my heart and soul, and away we go. But first, also later on, I will play the recorded music that I did several years ago through the laptop and display some pictures while the music plays. And of course, I have to work out all of the technology to make this happen. But thank God for the Best Buy counselor who helps me with all of these efforts. So the first song I'm going to attempt to play is called "It's Not a Weakness." All right, I will stop here and then I'll practice a little bit more. Thank you.